You jump in. Thank you so much and welcome to the Get Up Girl podcast. We are here live. Either you're watching on your favorite video platform or you're listening on your favorite podcast app. I just heard the other day that Spotify is getting up there almost with iTunes. So if you're listening on Spotify, thank you so much. This is Two Chicks on and a Mic on the Get Up Girl podcast. My name and your host, I am your gal, Joanna Vargas. And this is when I get together with my gal, Salome Valdez, and she and I talk about whatever is up in our worlds that week, today, whatever it may be. And today we're going to talk about post-Oscars and what else is possible in our lives. So Salome, welcome to the show and let's jump in. Also, you're wearing my sweater that I have too. That's the one I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have the same outfit. Tarjay.
Joanna, thank you so much again for having me. I always have so much fun. We always end up exploring and dissecting live, which is something I really appreciate. We can't hide from that, and we don't hide. So I want to thank you for that, especially because I know I missed you. I went on vacation, if you guys didn't know. So I was on vacation for about 2 weeks, and I really missed having conversations with Joanna. So this is going to be our first conversation in a while. I'm really excited.
Ooh, maybe we could dissect that too. See what happened. What's up? What happened in the?
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. Let me start off by saying that when usually on the days that we have our chats, I like to contact Joanna the day of and see how I'm feeling and say, hey, let's chat about this. Let's talk about this. We don't like to really have a topic way ahead of time because our minds are always changing and we're always learning something new every day, every minute. So, with that being said, I left Joanna an audio message and I said, hey, Joanna, I have a great idea. Let's talk about the Oscars. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was so hyper about the Oscars. I cried through all the highlights and it was amazing. So I felt like there was just so much consciousness in my head when I was leaving this audio message to Joanna. And I said, I want to talk about the Oscars. I want to talk about potency. I want to talk about perspectives. I want to talk about so much because there's just so much going on within just that 1 hour of show. And I wanted to hear Joanna, her thoughts on what my audio message was about, because I really liked what you responded with, Joanna, and I would like to talk about that too. So pretty much I told her that I wanted to talk about the Oscars and how her thoughts about Angela Bassett's potency with losing the Oscars. But can you please talk about your audio message back to me on what you think that is appropriate for us to talk about?
Before we do that, can you add in from what you said about being weird?
Yeah, okay, yes. Because of Everything Everywhere, I keep forgetting because it's such a long
title. Yeah, we get it.
Everything Everywhere, that movie, which it was amazing, Joanna, and I loved it. It got Best Picture, and Jamie Lee Curtis was in that movie. She got an Oscar for it, and then Ki Kwan, which is an Alhambra High School alumni. Joanna and I went to Alhambra High, by the way, and it was such a great, proud moment for us. They were also in the movie, and the movie was not for everybody. And in other words, if you want to just be straightforward with it, weird, quote unquote, weird. And I really wanted to talk about how, especially us who have the quote unquote weird or out of this world imagination, creativity, we tend to gather, and we're fortunate to gather a few people that believe in our quote unquote weirdness / creativity or uniqueness. And those are the people that I always appreciate for trusting my quote unquote weirdness, creativity. But I like the way Joanna put it into a different perspective. So Joanna, can you kind of go ahead and talk about how you brought up that in the audio message? Give your reply back.
Yeah, what I did not want to talk about, or it just didn't seem fun, it didn't seem light to talk about how choosing weird can almost feel like we're better than the ones that are
Mhm.
choosing logical. And then what happens is we tend to align and agree or resist and react. So
Mhm.
remember AA and RR. You either align and agree with this movie or you resist and react to this movie.
Mhm.
And what if we just be? You're like, okay, that was a cool movie. You don't have to align and go, it's the best, or react and go, that was stupid. And so, what I wanted to talk about is when we're in allowance, true allowance is when you are all of it. And that's actually what that movie is, not the word about, but that was the essence of the movie at the end with the two rocks. You know what I mean? And if you haven't seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about if you watch it later. But the rocks, and you can have 10 million points of views about what the rocks meant at the end. But what I received from it is that we're all of it. And it's just we be. We be. We do not do, we just be. And so with the Oscars, there was a lightness to the Oscars. And I also recognized that there were some moments of resisting and reacting. And the moments of resisting and reacting were, hey, we're the weirdos, look at us. Yay, people are finally paying attention to us. As as a or I wonder if we could be the invitation to choose different. So I'm going to use this example, Salome. It's like fitness. Fitness is very align and agree or resist and react. This is
Mhm.
the best workout. This is not the best workout. This one works. This one doesn't work. You're fat. I'm skinny. If you're fat, you're going to die. If you're thin, you're going to live long. I mean, talk about duality. Talk about left, right or wrong, up or down. Fitness is so dual. And I'm going to bring this up because somebody told me this about a month ago. They're like, Joanna, we just love your fitness classes. And I was just like, yes, thank you so much. And then I asked her, can I ask you what it is that you enjoy? And she had to think about it for a moment. And you know what she said? She's like, you know what? You make it an invitation. And I went back like this. I'm like, wow, because that's what I would like, but I didn't think anybody would articulate it that way. And she articulated, she's like, the whole time you're just asking questions, you're asking questions of us. You never tell us what to do. We make the choice to do it. And
Mhm.
so I'm not aligning or agreeing with the students or with this workout or resisting and reacting with that they shouldn't do this, etc. They're late, they should be here, they didn't show up, whatever. It's like, cool, choose it if you want to. Hey, I'm here. And then the classes are packed. And so with the Oscars and with choosing different and with being different colors and backgrounds and etc., what if we are just all of it? What if I am not this or that? What if we just be? And I recognized it, at least. And if you felt different or were you aware of different, Salome? I was aware of it through Jamie Lee Curtis's speech. Her walls were so down. She was such the invitation. You leaned in, like you leaned in, right? I was crying through the whole thing. I was excited. I mean, there were a few speeches where you leaned in and you were just, they invited you in to their space and their life and their world. That's what I'm talking about. That's consciousness rather than it should be this way. Look at me. And even if sometimes we're not aware or recognizing that we're doing that, when we say this is the wrong way, you should try my way is the right way, because I'm weird and I'm alternative and I'm different and I'm always trying to be different, then it could feel like energetically you push back. And my last example before you jump in, because I'm talking a long time, but I also wanted to talk about Lady Gaga. And this is not about her performance on Sunday. This is just overall. Lady Gaga early in her career was very resist and react. What she wanted somebody to resist and react. She's either like, you're going to align and agree with me or you're going to resist and react. Either way, you're going to find one. So people didn't like her with the meat suit or they liked her. And now she just bees.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she just bees. Like she's like, whatever. It's so stripped down that even my dad likes her. Do you get what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like you don't have to go left, right with Lady Gaga. And so she's weird, she's different, cool, and sometimes she's not weird and different. And sometimes she's both, and sometimes she's all of it. And it's like, what do I feel like doing today? This is what I feel like doing. Sometimes I feel like being weird, and sometimes I feel like wearing black and looking like everybody else. And it's like, whatever. Do you get? And so I wonder, when we choose different, when we choose alternative, when we choose to stand out, are we doing it because we're trying to get somebody to resist and react, or are we just choosing? Right? It's just a choice.
Mm. I love what you said so much because I completely agree with everything you said. And the way you said it too, I wish I could have come up with it in that way. But it was clear. Everything you said was clear. I hope everyone understood it the way I understood it because I it brought so much light to me right now with the way you just said it. And I'm going back now in my personal life and seeing when I did that. So many
Yeah.
times I did.
I was the queen. I'm like, I'm gonna be different on purpose just to go opposite of what you're choosing. Oh, I was the queen of that, right? It was
Mhm.
my F you to the world.
Mm,
If you're all on time, I'm going to be late. If you're
mhm,
all wearing black, I'm going to wear red. If
mhm.
you're all wearing, I mean, like, for example, I didn't want to get married because everybody was getting married. And now I'm like, I just want to do what I want to do. And I'm like, wow, Joanna, what was that? It was such a, I was trying to prove I was superior. I'm smarter and better than you, and you're dumb, and it's like, oh God, no way. And there's so much freedom when it's like, I just choose it. This is it. Tomorrow, it's going to be something different. In 10 seconds, it's going to be something different. So awareness is only good for 10 seconds. And I can have another awareness in 10 seconds and another awareness. That's all it is. And that's
Oh,
true business.
I love that you said that too because and thank you again because uh I think also because I look up to you as well, it helps me also recreate myself in a way where I start to feel kind of chill, if that makes any sense with my choices. And I'm not no longer kind of holding back from what the real me is. And I'm not even gonna say the real me. More raw, I guess you can say, just not really not even that I'm caring. It's just like you're saying, just I like to use the word chill. Just chill about everything. And when you brought up the fact of the whole getting married thing, I was the same way. Oh, I don't need a man, I don't get married, and now it's just like I love the ooey gooey stuff. I love watching romantic movies. I love it. And I never really said that, not even out loud. Because I always wanted to put this front of like, oh, I'm not that kind of chick or that person that falls in love and that wants to get married and all this stuff. One thing I still feel like now I still don't want to have kids, but the whole getting married, hell yeah, I'm like, okay, that sounds cool.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I think I might want to. That kind of sounds cool. And I kind of see it like as a business too.
Mhm.
Like there's just like so many views that I have in marriage, that like I guess it can work out. And if and maybe in a couple years I'll differently. What it just comes easily for me now to express how I really feel and to say that I'm like, oh, I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it, kind of thing. And then, oh,
Mhm.
I'm not in love anymore. That's okay,
Mhm.
and I laugh it out.
Mhm.
So, thank you so much for bringing that up.
You're welcome. Yeah, choice is only good for 10 seconds as well. So when we make a choice, okay, let's use uh, Patrick and myself as an example. And we are choosing our marriage, our lives together as choice. We are not choosing in conclusion.
Mhm.
And what conclusion can look like till death do us part. This is the last man forever. This is it. We are going to find one house, and that, I mean, that energy of that. And so he and I are choosing every day. I'm like, we get to wake up and go, "Ooh, this is fun again," and we choose it again, and we choose it again. And here, he and I are open of like, whatever we choose, we are both open to it. May change, and it may get better and stay the same, whatever it may be, and that is complete choice. But sometimes we tend to look at the choice as one choice, meaning he asked me to marry him. That's one choice. Then I'm going to walk down the aisle. That's another choice. And then that's it. So I have two choices, or he has two choices. But actually, it's choice every day. It's every 10 seconds. It's all the time. We are choosing, we are choosing, we are choosing, we are choosing. And that's where freedom is. And freedom, AKA consciousness. That is true consciousness. And without a point of view, having no point of view are those two rocks at the end of everything, everywhere, all at once. That's the two rocks at the end. It's no point of view. But we're actually like, we wear our point of view as a badge. And we even do Instagram and TikTok videos, point of view. And I know it's funny, but when you really think about it, a point of view means I see it this way. And actually, choice and consciousness is everywhere. It's everywhere. It's like it has no point of view. It has no point of view. So when you can get to no point of view, I wonder, Salome, is that the energy of what you're saying? I'm chill. Is that the
Mhm.
energy of no point of view? You're like, I'm chill. I have no point of view, whatever. You could tend to do this or you could tend to do that, whatever. No point of view. It doesn't matter to me. And I would like to recognize this, that sometimes it could look like you don't care when you don't have a point of view,
Mm.
but you actually do care. I'm like, I do care. I care so much that I have allowance for you to choose whatever you choose. Now, I can have preferences. I could say this doesn't work for me. This is what I would like. Like today, you sent me that voice DM, and I was like, I have a preference of what I would like to talk about, but I have no point of view of what you're saying. Do you get what I mean? Rather than like, oh no, we're not going to talk about like, Salome, no, it's not really what I would like to talk about on the show. That's not really what the Get Up Girl is about. It is about no point of view. How do we get there? And so no point of view. And let me tell you, I am not the no point of view queen. I am the point of view queen, and I am working on it. I'm so working on it. Every day I'm like, all right, there's another point of view, Joanna, because I got about a gazillion points of views. And I know, Salome, when I have no point of view about something, chill. You were going to say something. You looked excited.
Because even in the time that we haven't spoken, and this is how much we change. I mean, for some of us, and I noticed this too because I'm with Joanna like all the time. When you sent that audio message back, it just felt chill to me. I'm gonna use the word again. Wow. I even went, wow, while I was listening to it. In my facials, probably if somebody was recording me, I was like looking up in the air, like, aha, and just nodding yes. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Oh, yes. And I loved the audio message that you sent me back because of the way you said it, the words you chose, the energy behind it. It was great. And to me, it was a different Joanna too at the same time. So I was like, oh, it was amazing. That's why I sent you back an audio message thanking you for the audio because of the way you said it, and because letting you know that I did love the energy behind it.
Cool. How does it get better than that? I love it. Anything else then you would like to add before we wrap this up?
Going back to the title, what else is possible post Oscars? Post Oscars is just more like a little plus. But what is possible just in life, and if we just open our minds a little, or if we're just more chill, what else is possible?
Yeah. Because I wonder if we were to write down a list of
Mhm.
all the things that we would like to change or add to the Oscars. And it's like, oh, we would like this, and we want more of this, and we want less of this. I mean, there's probably a list when they're behind closed doors of how they would like to change. And what else is possible besides that? That's where magic is created. Like, what else? And how does it get better than the slap? Meaning,
Mm.
yeah, it may not have been fun, all this happened, etc., etc. And look what it created.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Not that it's great or bad,
Right.
but it created a lot. You're like, wow,
Mhm.
what else is possible? We couldn't have written that down in a million years that Will Smith is going to slap Chris Rock. I mean, you could never have written that down. That would have never even popped in your mind. Again, your mind is limited. So when we ask what else is possible, and life goes, oh, well, I'm going to give you this because watch what's going to happen, the ripple effect, or whatever it's going to create from there, either it being great or not great, it doesn't matter. But look at what it's like, wow. And how many points of views? And what if we had 0 points of views? You're just like, cool. Oh, that was cool. Cool. That was cool. Last thing before we put a bow on this,
Mhm.
Jimmy Kimmel was, it felt very stripped of him, very no point of view, like he's just saying it. You can tell when there are comedians that have very strong points of views or just here it is, I don't care. The chill energy. It's the chill energy. It's the conscious, like
Exactly.
whatever. He was very like, okay, like that
Yeah.
kind of energy. Yeah.
Wow. What a difference from from last year's and what it created to this year's, and this year's was just such a great show. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was lighter. Energetically, it was lighter.
Very.
And
Yes.
light is true and heavy is false. Yeah,
Mhm.
whenever something's heavy, there's a lie there. There's something like, what is this? Anytime, any of you, when you feel like
Mhm.
feeling, there's something there. What is it? That's not a lesson. It's not a this. It's just, there's
Mhm.
just something there. What is it? And you
Mhm.
get curious and you ask a question. That's it. And it was very light. So it was like there was a lot of truth there. Not saying that it must be true for you, but it's just light.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, we can go down a whole rabbit hole. Well, thank you everybody for listening to the Get Up Girl podcast. This episode was Two Chicks and a Mic. Myself, Joanna Vargas, with Salome Valdez. What else is possible for our lives that we've never, ever, ever considered? And how does it get even better than that? Please remember to bring your walls and barriers down, energetically expand out, and get back up and keep creating. And that's where your life gets freaking magical. Thank you so much for listening in. We will see you next time. Mwah. And until the next